My wife shared a scripture with me. Right down here at the bottom, it says that Jesus loved you so much that he died for you. And we as Christians always encourage people that don't know him. And we say things like, call out to him for help. Ask him to show you who he is. And I know this sounds so silly if you've never known Jesus. For somebody to tell you to call out to an invisible being that you probably don't even believe in yet, and certainly can't see. It sounds so childish. But he is real. And that's where everything changes, when you act on something that somebody said. Call out to him. Ask him to show you who he is. The proof is in the pudding. And when you call out to the one you've never seen, never believed in, challenged him and said, God, if you're real, I'm going to have to see something, because I don't have anything to go on. I've never seen you. I don't know you. But I know that what's going on in my life right now is not working. And you feel pretty silly, I guess, the first time you call out to the unseen God. But in the privacy of your car, your home, or your room, you seriously and sincerely call out to this God that none of us can see in the natural. And yet when you see things begin to happen in your life, something as simple as you have a thought, I wish this thing would happen. I wish somebody would come say something to me. And seemingly as if on cue, a stranger you've never met before walks up to you and begins a conversation, and in less than 2 minutes, that stranger says something that sends chills up your spine. They simply say to you something that you had just been asking this unseen God to send a messenger. Lord, if you're real, show me, prove it to me, send somebody and tell me. And then one person comes walking up and says something to you. When you begin to see things like that, you begin to see that there's only so far that the explanation of the word coincidence can take you. It doesn't take very many times, very many encounters before you begin to realize, you literally will find yourself looking up like, okay, there must be somebody really up there. You might even find yourself saying things like, okay, this is getting weird now, or this is getting spooky. It's not weird and it's not spooky. God is real. There was a time in my life where all I could say was, yeah, I've heard of him. I know about him. There were years when I went to church. Churches where they worship God and sing songs about God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit. And the best I could do, even during those years for a long time, was say, yeah, I know about him. I've read his Bible. I know about him. And one day I had an encounter that I could not explain away. It wasn't very dramatic. It was just something I read in a book. And it wasn't even the Bible, but it pointed me to the Bible. And when I read this thing, it was just a fictional account of a fictional character having a encounter and relationship with the man Jesus Christ. But it struck me in a way I'd never been struck before, and I have never been the same since. And it all started with me feeling pretty goofy by looking around and saying, I hope nobody hears me or sees me, but God, if you're real, I need to know. And I discovered He is real. And if you're sincere and ask, this is not make believe, this is not hocus pocus, this is not magic. God is real. I no longer tell people I know about Him because now I know Him and He knows me. I hear from Him. I don't hear audible voices like people talking in the bus station or in the hallway, but I get a knowing in my spirit about something, and I will act on it. I may open my mouth and say something to somebody, or I may choose to turn down a different avenue. And typically, I immediately see the result, the evidence that in some other method besides my natural hearing, I see the evidence that I heard from God. Just like a parent would say, come on, little one, come go this way with me, or go this way. And for 2 or 3 times, people could say that's just coincidence. But I can tell you that my life is so full of so many coincidences that point to the same source. There's only one truth, and that is, it's not coincidence. It's real. It's genuine. And I hope that you will put your silly feelings aside. And when you have a moment of privacy, talk to Him. I'm talking to a camera in a phone right now, but I'm looking hopefully towards the faces of people that want to hear what I had to say, or somebody like me. Call out to Him, and He will answer, and He will show you great and mighty things.